Black is back. Yes, the proof, there is proof that we're more than what we think we are, because we're always in a different state of mind or having different feelings. And then it's like, I hear a lot of people say that, oh, it's just not real and you just have one mind and that's it. Or if you're just going through life and everything is just a virtual illusion or, something. But I think it's more like everything is just simply interacting with each other. Now, the fact that you even know that you exist is proof that you exist. I mean, now, when you go to sleep, it's more like, well, you're just not, you still are, you still exist, or, you're just not aware, you're just unconscious. Your subconscious mind does things because you're spiritually asleep. But it's like, you're still a conscious being. It's just you're unconscious. You're just not aware of your existence. But that's another thing. It's like drones or zombies or whatever, just people just walking about, not aware of their own existence. Yeah, but they exist. They're just not aware that they exist. Now, it's just the nothingness is kind of where you reside. It's just you're floating in a void or whatever. That's kind of what's really real, and everything just builds off of that. Just that I amness, and it's just sometimes you're not even aware of your I amness, but that that doesn't take away from the fact that you exist. You still exist, but you're just not, you're not aware of it. Now, that's a lot of this going around, because that's why a lot of people are suffering, because they're just not aware that they exist, and they just fumble about and just do meaningless crap, bullshit. It just doesn't, it doesn't seem to coincide with other people's realities, right? Because everybody has their own outlook and perspective, their own idea of what reality should be. That's why you're going to have a hell where people just think different. Heaven is where everybody thinks alike. Ever heard the saying, hell is other people? Well, it is, because it's just other people thinking different than you, wanting you to do other things other than what you want or even need to do. It's hell. Now, if we just help each other, then yeah, but no, it's just that. But that's the proof, of our existence, because that everything is real, or just there's other people with other minds out there. Because it's just, where would all this pain and suffering come from if it was just one person creating everything? It's just one great big consciousness, and it's just interacting with itself, and it's creating things from itself. I mean, it's hard to describe any better than that. I mean, it just is. It has no beginning, or it has no end. Where did it come from? How did it start? Well, it just comes into existence because it's like bored of floating in a void, and everybody has their own desires. So that's why how the world's the way it is. It's just there. It doesn't end or nothing. It just exists. It's just. Yeah, it's virtual. It's all real. It's just a different playing field of it. It's just a different way of existing than another way. It's just interacting with itself. Because that's the only logical explanation. Because otherwise, it's just it's an accident, and that you're aware that you exist, you're aware you're listening to this video, so yeah, then that's real. So now it's all these people that listen to it, all these different people, whether they be in the same room or not, it's still, just because you don't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because you don't interact with it, just because they're not all in one place, or you know what I mean. It's just because you're not at the place doesn't mean it just disappears. It still exists as a potential, because it's been experienced before by someone else, and it's just a shared reality that we're living in. Just like the saying, the tree falls over in the woods, doesn't make a sound. What if there isn't a tree? What if there never was a tree? There didn't need to be a tree until somebody came along and made a measurement and saw it. And it's like, this saying that what if they walk out and get eaten by a bear, and then somebody else walks in? Well, and there ain't nobody else in that reality that's made the measurement anymore. Well, they see a tree, they might not. And then they come back, they leave and come back 5 years later and they see a tree on the ground. Did it fall? No, not necessarily, because there's nobody there to be conscious of it falling. I mean, the tree's not conscious of itself. I mean, unless they have spirits. I mean, it's just, maybe they do. I mean, all these things, objects, they might actually have hidden spirits within them, and we're not aware of them because we're too busy being human. And we got to generate this human consciousness it's so intense, we got to forget our former selves, right? The thing is that the tree doesn't need to fall, because it's just all the rain and wind and everything. It's gonna fall after so much time, right? The probability of it, the potential of it. It's kind of weird to think of it that way, because everybody's conditioned to believe that this is the center of the universe and that you have one life and you die and that's it. And yeah, I get that, because that's how we've been brought up, and it's logical to think that way, because look around, everything seems so dense and just, dare I say it, mundane. But there are a lot of beautiful things. It's all still a matter of perspective. It's just, if you just start to look at it that way, you'll realize that everything is just consciousness interacting with itself and creating its own realities. Now, otherwise it would just be there from nothing, and it just it doesn't make sense. It's not, it's just here to experience itself and learn and grow from itself. So that's the very, act of being aware that you exist. That's proof that we exist. That's proof there's more than what you may necessarily think or believe. And it's just, or feel there is. That's another thing. The keyword belief is when you believe something, you anchor yourself and you shut yourself off from new experiences. So I believe that, that's proof that we exist, because it's just, if you're aware that you exist, then you do, and that's why you're still here, just like in those movies. It's right. Whatever you're doing, you're aware of it, and it's just, whatever you're conscious of is real and becomes your reality, and then you interact and use that with other realities. So when you see it that way, it's just like, oh my God, everything is real. Even the things that I don't think are real, because I'm simply aware of it and I'm creating it with my consciousness. Okay, so whatever. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll do something again sometime. And I love you all. Black Hole out.